Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, I was just giving you the absolutely best introduction ever. And then I realized my microphone is off. And that's why I'm not on busy most of the time, because people can actually tell me, special Android, dude, your microphone is off, so thank you very much for telling me. But yeah, not much has happened here in this game, so let me tell you, this is the finals. This is game number 2. This is Tarson against Nerchio. Nerchio was showing us some super baller gameplay in game number 1, having nice timings, having super nice army compositions, having very good micro, and a nice expansion timing, just outplaying Tarson in this first game, even though Tarson was not going down without a fight. This fungal growth, Baneling Roach, Mutilus Broodlord type of play was so impressive. And yeah, Nerchio just slapping turrets left and right here. And thank you very much for Sera, whatever will be, for telling me that my microphone is offline. So yeah. We see Nerchio here going with a, looks like it is the hatchery first. Yes, hatchery first it was. So spawning pool, of course, will finish always a couple of seconds sooner than the hatchery, even though the hatchery is about to start first. At CompetoSports.org, by the way, this is the Competo Cup, and if you're not familiar with Competo at all, it is a multi-gaming esports organization. And they're having cups not only for StarCraft 2 but also for FIFA. And yeah, I'm a part of Competo TV, so I'm just doing the commentating, of course, for the Competo Cup, my own tournament next Wednesday, and other Competo stuff other Competo related stuff as well. So shout out to the Competo guys, being really good at working out feedback, and most likely we'll have some new maps which are currently used in the GSL in the next week. I'm trying to make this happen, to see some crossfire or maybe some dual side action coming up in the next Competo Cup starting next Monday. So by the way, tomorrow there will be no cast, because I will be out watching football, but of course on Wednesday, Special Andres Tournament ETS qualifier number 1, a prize with a 50 euros, and we get players for the main event. Of course, all information is given at Team Liquid, cupinfo.andre.com or tourinfo.andre.com. And we get confirmed player number 1 is Cars, confirmed player number 2 is Whitera, and confirmed player number 3 is Dark Force. And even though Dark Force is not like attending MLG GSL, he is such an impressive Zerg player. He was winning the Go for SC2 yesterday. Or was it the Zotek? I think it was Go for SC2. And he's just such an awesome player, and he played the most awesomest, best ZVT I have ever casted, which is Dark Force against Braddock. Best ZVT out there, in my personal opinion. And those two guys made something happen which I never saw on MLG, on DreamHack, on GSL. I'm just saying, I'm really happy that Dark Force gave me the confirmation for the tournament. I even told him if he wants he can play in the qualifier as well, because as a seed he's already qualified just for the prize money. But yeah. But let's focus a little bit more on this game. And now we see something interesting, because Tarson here, once again with the blue flames, is able to roast and toast a lot of those Zerglings. But he should focus on the Banelings as soon as those Zerglings are down, because those Hellions can go for a lot of splash damage, and this is exactly what they are doing right now. So all those Banelings pretty much getting evaporated even before they reach the bunker. Only 2 or 1 Baneling was able to take out, was able to explode near the bunker to do some damage there, but he warped in, morphed in so many more units. Let's take a look at the unit slot. There we see 50 resources and 1,200 200 for Nerchio lost. So we see units killed 35-1, and the more yellow you see, the better the position it will be here for Tarson. But now Nerchio going for more surround, but those 6 blue flame Hellions just ripping those Zerglings. And Party wants to go for a surround. Actually, he's taking out quite a lot of Hellions. Tarson was having 7 Hellions in total. Now there's only 1 Hellion left. So actually, nice play. Tarson maybe was a little bit overconfident here with his Hellions, but no, actually Spinecrawler taking out, oh no, 7 HP is enough, but now the Zerglings clear up this Hellion. But looks like Tarson was a little bit too overconfident. Let's take a look at this tug of war once again. Do we see how much more yellow? Still lots of yellow, 59 against 10, but the 59 units are mostly Zerglings, not only Banelings. So let's take a look at the income tab, because I want to see what is going on in terms of economy. We see Nerchio at 53 drones. Is he droning up even more at the moment? No, he's not. He's just got finished with his lair. There we see a Roach Rowan is in production, so no Spire just yet. And he's going for an Overseer. Where's the Overseer actually? Here it is, so maybe he wants to go for some more scouting, some more contaminated oriented play, and looks like Tarson, he wants to go for the pure mech style. I mean, he just built more and more Hellions. He's going for the +1, not only for the mech, but also for the infantry, going for the stim pack, and most important of all, muy importante, he's got those 2 Thors in production. They are 22 seconds done already. He's going for 2 more barracks. Meanwhile, the Marines trying to get rid of some more Overlords, but the Hellions, that's what it's about. So more Hellions roasting and toasting more Zerglings here, and of course taking out 5 Hellions, taking out 5 Zerglings and losing a Hellion is what you want to call worth it, even though it's only 25 minerals difference in the end. And by in the end I mean in the super long run, both guys being a mind elf, this will only make a difference. But for the moment, of course, getting rid of a lot of Zerglings allows your Hellions to maneuver, and Hellions that can maneuver around will be able to kill drones. But now with Nerchio having the roaches out once again, and with the roach speed finished in the next 40 seconds, he will be able to have a quite mobile of an army himself as well. But with the 2 Thors out, with the +1 soon to be finished, he will be able to do quite some damage, because the Thor with the Thor's hammer now is doing 60 damage nearly every 1 second, a weapon speed of 1.28 and damage of 30 times 2, so 60 damage, which is like 120 damage nearly every 2.5 seconds, is quite a lot. Of course, with some upgrades, those Thors get even more efficient against the roaches. I'm not 100% sure how much more damage a Thor does with the upgrades here, but I think it's 66 instead of 60 damage, so I still need some more upgrades to be super efficient to hit the roaches. Of course, one-hitting Zergling is not a problem, but taking Zerglings with a Thor is not always what you want to go for. So what is the follow-up play here by Nerchio, who was just intercepting some of those Hellions taking more damage. Now they have to run away, maybe just get rid of a couple of Zerglings here. This is what he's doing right now. This is how you do it. And what is Nerchio doing? He's going for a Spire, and he's going for a Hive. The Hive will be finished. By the way, let's zoom in on the Hive. Here we go. And Hive is one of the most awesomest looking buildings in StarCraft 2. At least in my opinion. I like the Fleet Beacon, I like the Stargate, and I like the Hive. The Terran building I like is the Planetary Fortress and the Starport, but only the Starport if it's flying around and hovering around in the air, because it looks so aerodynamic. Anyway, so once again, oh, a nice counter-attack here by Nerchio, but he was repelled right away because Tarson stimmed up with all of his Marines and Marauders just in time, was just not just able to get rid of the Ghost Academy. And actually, I was telling you something wrong. Actually, I thought going for the Möbius Reactor will result in some blue lights here, but actually it's the yellow lights as well for the Möbius Reactor. So Nerchio moving in here once again, but with all the Thors and Marines and tanks and Marauders and Hellions and Medivacs, Tarson is still doing a good job at staying alive, but Nerchio got his second expansion up. He's going even for a third expansion, soon to be on 4 bases. And he's got the Greater Spire finished in the next 20 seconds. He should be able to go for some really intensive Broodlord play, and looks like Tarson is about to go for a double 8 Marine drop. Actually, it's only a double 6 Marine drop, and we have two Commander Marauders here in the mix. And by Commander, I'm not meaning, not saying 25 kill plus Commander. I'm just saying he's the leader of all those 6 Marines here. Tarson getting 6 Farmer Barracks, so he will currently be at 7 barracks, 8 barracks in total. So switching it up, not focusing too much more on the mech units. Like the decision of him, because of course the mech against the Broodlords not the best possible location. Now what about the Broodlords? The Broodlords just finished now with the Roaches and Zerglings out. Of course the Broodlords are protected, so he's got 4 Broodlords on the field, actually 5 Broodlords, going for another Broodlord. And meanwhile, at the same time, those double 8 Marine I was talking about taking this hatchery, looks like this hatchery will go down, but so will the majority of the Marines. Meanwhile, big engagement coming up here in the center location. Not much anti-air left for Tarson. He's even moving away with his 2 Vikings, so allowing the Broodlords of Nerchio to do even more damage, but he does not have any upgrades on the Broodlings, on the melee units, so the Broodlings will not be that efficient, especially that considering that they have such a small low attack speed. So it looks like we have another big engagement coming up. Let's just even see a little bit more here on the left side. We see the Roaches. On the right side we see some Ghosts, Siege Tanks, Thors. We saw some Snipes, the Medivacs, the Vikings taking out the majority of the Broodlords here, but the Corrupt is taking out the Medivacs, and there's still so many SCVs here in the Medivacs. And did you see this Ghost, for example? And here the sound is zip, zip, zip is actually every time you hear this sound, the Ghost is doing 45 damage, ignoring the armor, which is the snipe. And of course, sniping Broodlords is the specialty of Braddock, another great Terran player from Russia. Braddock, like some of the Russian-speaking people already also pronounce him. So let's take a look at the supply. It is 165 for Tarson, 149 for Nerchio, but Tarson's still on the 2 bases here. He's mined out in the main, and he's got like 30 SCVs mining there, so he wants to go for the 9 o'clock hatchery to deny some mining by Nerchio, but Nerchio moving in with the Zerglings, with the Roaches, having a couple of Broodlords here, but more Broodlords going down because of the sheer amount of Vikings, and 5 Vikings is all Nerchio needs, so now Tarson can attack and take out this base as well. It's looking better and better for Tarson here. This hatchery on the low ground is about to be rebuilt, but still needs another 30 seconds to be finished. So now this hatchery is going down. Nerchio was evacuating all those drones here, but there's no way how he can be able to get to this main base. Tarson knows about this, so now he is looking about for those drones, and he will find those drones right away. So they are the Blue Flame Hellions, and now let's see some roasting and toasting. It's time for a drone barbecue. There are the Marines as well, but actually those drones were still able to take out a Hellion, so Tarson not paying 100% attention. Now finishing with this command center waiting here on top of the destructible rocks to get taken out so he can occupy the gold mineral expansion. So Tarson was ahead 55 supply, now he's ahead 32 supply. What is Nerchio doing? Now we see the +1 attack, now we see more Roaches and of course more Broodlords. To be honest, I'm not so sure about the Broodlords. I would prefer a little bit more of an Infestor Zergling play at the moment, because there are not many siege tanks out. There are not many Hellions out as well, and all the Marines can get taken out pretty fast with the fungal growth, and the Zerglings basically can deal with all the siege tanks, with the Thors, and you basically can ignore all the Vikings. It's like going for super fast Broodlords and then switch into Ultralists, but of course going for Broodlords Ultralists is quite an expensive thing to go for, so I would really like him to go for the Infestors, and actually he was going for the Infestors. 50 seconds ago he decided to go for some Infestors. More Infestors are on the field pretty soon. Meanwhile, Tarson wants to go for an 8 Marine drop here on the low ground. Still no Spine Crawler, still no Zerglings waiting. But there he's going for a scan. Is Nerchio aware of this Medivac? Now, yeah, he is. The Corruptor is slightly faster than a Medivac, but one Corruptor, of course, is not enough to take out a Medivac. Just find some more Brute Lords being out here. And once again, this Zergling Infestor Roach Brute Lord Corruptor army. I'm just missing some Banelinks here, but then everything else is just fine in my opinion. What about the Banelinks nest? Actually, here it is. The Banelinks nest doesn't even have the centrifugal hook, so he does not want to go for the Banelinks at all. So he still is able to mine here, but he's not fully saturating the spine. He's rather going for some long distance mining, and he's got so many drones that he actually is able to long distance mine quite efficiently from the gold. Now let's see what the supply is telling us once again. Tarson nearly maxed out. 200 supply, 193 to be precise, and 159 for a Nerchio. Unit counting station is telling us 30 of the supply is actually SCVs for Tarson, so the amount of units is actually pretty much the same. We see some fungal growth here on the Vikings, some snipes coming onto the Brute Lords. Miss-rallied Infestors, one control group syndrome is not enough to deal with those Marinas and Marauders, and Nerchio is still realizing, okay, this didn't have enough stuff. And we just heard more snipes, and snipes is actually quite an efficient way to deal with the Brute Lords here. So we saw the GG and the smiley face by Nerchio. So Tarson tying up the series, and game 1 was pretty awesome. Game 2 was even more awesome, so I'm really looking forward to game 3. Most likely game 3 will be something like Hatchery first, double barracks DG, but I'm open to surprises.